By early Monday morning, we will have the results of the French elections. Why are the French elections important? Because what happens in France does not stay in France. French elections will have repercussions all across Europe. The extent of the repercussions will depend on the extent of the victory of the French far right. The French pride themselves on being secular and liberal. These are very important values for them. For decades, they have kept the far right out of the mainstream. Now the French far right have come right to the gates of power. In the first round of elections held a week ago, the far right came first, winning 31% of the votes. The left coalition came second, and Macron, who is the head of the government, the president, he is the head of the centrist coalition, and that came a distant third. How did the far right emerge from the margins to the center stage of French politics? Two reasons. One, internal party, and the other, domestic France. Firstly, the French far right leader, Marine Le Pen, organized a radical makeover of her party, which was started by her father, who was a notorious racist and anti-Semitic. She got rid of all the toxic elements. She softened her stance and she made moderate comments and took moderate positions. She also fronted the party very cleverly with Jordan Bardella, a 27-year-old who's very good on Instagram. The voters are much younger now. The domestic French factor is the discontent in France. People are tired of governments appeasing the rich and business lobbies. They're tired of crime and terrorism, immigration, and the cost of living crisis which is raging across Europe. The far-right victory will impact Europe in terms of immigration, the Ukraine war, economic policies, and many others. We will have the second round of election results early Monday morning. The far right may not do so well due to tactical election maneuvers. Like India, France has the first past the post system, so votes get divided if more candidates run. Tactically, the left and the centrist coalition are withdrawing from seats where they're not so strong, so that they can stop the tide of the French far right. When there is no division of votes in the opposite camp, then 31% of votes will not get the far right many seats. So from an outright victory of the far right, we may see far right emerging as the single largest party only. As no one may want to enter into coalition with the far right, they are still untouchable. You can expect instability and paralysis in France in the coming months. France faces an economic situation that is tough with high deficit. Tough decisions have to be taken. And the discontent that has led to street violence, there is political uncertainty, and all this can cause destabilization. French President Macron called the snap parliamentary election as a reaction to the far right doing so well in the European parliamentary election last month. Experts say this was Macron's worst mistake, a risky gamble. That verdict will be out in a matter of hours. We will see how risky this gamble was.